Hello and welcome to Long Story Short. I am Kejan Haynes and I am mad. I'm mad because the bars and restaurants are still closed and this government too wicked. Oh, no, I know they're open, but they're not open in the way that I want them to be open. Because it was my anniversary a few days ago, and I just wanted to eat a little dinner with my babes. But no, the government banned in-house dining, and look at that, and they open churches. Is that not a gathering? I mean, nobody goes to Blue Star Diner for the food; it's for the selfies. And it's not like it's my fault that I'm lucky enough to still have a job and enough disposable income to pay for overpriced drinks and service charge and maybe a COVID charge or whatever you want to add on top of it. You know, if you all can't do that, that's your problem. I mean, Raul, you need to open up the place, man. I mean, I'm talking about it as a human race, mind you. I think the damage will be far greater. I mean, I know this is going to be a controversial comment, but the long-term damage is going to be far greater than the lives that we've lost. And it's a very hard balance to make, but we have to make it. And I feel like he's skirting around what he really wants to say. Drive it home, sir. Keep the heat on. You'll never walk alone.
It goes back to the making the rational analysis about it. I mean, you have to try and save as many lives as you can, but you can't do so by trying to avoid every single case. I mean, it kind of becomes a fool's errand if you're going to try and say, the fact is the macro premise is that we don't want anybody to die from this, but the realistic evaluation is that people are going to die.
And that is leadership. And really he's channeling one of the greatest rulers of all time. No, not him. Him.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
And I'm sure with this guy is the kind of guy who's going to be on the floor with his workers every day, interacting with customers the same way they do. Everything they do, he will be doing. And he's probably going to continue to pay salaries while workers recover if they get sick. And if they die, and it's found out that they get COVID on the job, he looks like the guy that's going to take care of all their costs and take care of their families afterwards. But you see, this government too wicked. I mean, why can't we do like they do in Italy? See, because in Italy, restaurants are at least open half a day. And that's not just for the owners of the restaurants, that's for the workers. So it's a compromise which the government of Trinidad and Tobago has not made.
Italy relaxed rules and opened up in the summer. As people mixed, COVID cases rose. Now they're exploding.
I have to be realistic, and the next weeks will be terrible, I imagine.
They will be terrible. You know that.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. But you see, I don't know what you're talking about. Italy has some of the lowest rates in all of Europe. Oh, no, that's wrong. Oh, wow, they're pretty high up there. See, this is 8 months in. And this is not about money. As the old Las Vegas adage says, we have to roll the dice. See, because the government is curtailing our liberties and restricting our freedoms. Nowhere else in the world doing that.
The coalition government, led by Pedro Sanchez, has already imposed a state of emergency, giving central government sweeping powers, including restrictions on freedom of movement. A curfew has been introduced from 11 p.m. until 6 a.m. everywhere except the Canary Islands.
But hold on. But we have to strike a balance.
And you can hear the cry. But it's not just them as the owners, it's the workers. Because whilst they're on shutdown, what's going to happen? So yes, we have to balance lives with livelihoods. Balance lives with livelihoods. So you want people to live, but you want people to also earn a living.
Yes, let me live. Let me live with this virus. Like countries that actually care about their economies, they're not doing this. I mean, look at France.
The big news here in France this Thursday evening is that the country is going back into coronavirus lockdown.
Yeah, Chris, there are going to be huge implications, of course. Emmanuel Macron did reject the idea that we need to choose between protecting lives and livelihoods. He said protecting the economy is a priority, but still not his top priority. Now, to that end, restaurants, cafes and non-essential businesses will be closed for at least the next month.
Okay. All right, but that's all the way in Europe. That's all the way in Europe. Let's look at our Caribbean neighbors. Right here in the Caribbean, St. Lucia. Yeah. St. Lucia was the first one to open their borders and let tourists back in, and they are doing fine.
The government of St. Lucia has announced stricter protocols to address the community spread of COVID-19.
Grab and go, no consumption of alcohol on premises. Sale of alcohol is permissible. Grab and go businesses at bars only. All bars and restaurants to close by 9 p.m. This recommendation will assist in limiting high-risk social gatherings and curb the possibility of community spread.
Grab and go. Okay, all right. Let's go back to Europe. What about Sweden? Yeah, Sweden didn't lock down. Sweden!
What is the Swedish approach? Put simply, when many countries went into lockdown in March, Sweden didn't. Instead, it pursued voluntary social distancing. It encouraged a range of things, working from home, avoiding public transport, table service in bars, and that advice rested on the assumption that people feel like this.
We in Sweden trust the authorities, and if the authorities say stay at home, please, and work from home, we do that. So they didn't need to say you have to go on a lockdown.
Well, screw that, because total obedience and submission to the state isn't a testament of how great a society we are. It's a character flaw. Look, I just want the government to compromise, and by compromise I mean I want my own way. Let's take a break.
Yeah, we hear you can tell.